If you're a subscriber, welcome back, and thanks for watching. If you're new here, my name is Grant. Last year I purchased a 1979 Irwin Mark III sailboat. It's 37 foot long and it has a center cockpit. This channel is about rehabbing my boat and the things I learned along the way. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it. How's it going? Today I'm back on the Mandalay and we're gonna do a little walkthrough or show you the damage that was done when U.S. Customs searches your boat for drugs and money. Check this out. All right, so now the tour starts. Here's Ron. I'll have Ron walk us through all the holes that he found after the purchase of the Mandalay. All right, Ron.
Hey, mate.
Show us the first one.
Welcome back to the Mandalay project.
There you go.
Good to see you again, Grant. So we were talking the last time we had chat about the idea that the government guys came on board looking for drugs and money, and they started drilling holes in different places. And respectfully, they did try to keep it to a low roar, but there was some consistent spots we talked about where they drilled when all they had to do is go around the corner and there was like an access panel. So I'm going to show you all of these little crazy spots, right?
Perfect.
So first one is my favorite, which is always going to be here as a talking point. It's behind the settee cushion. Big jigsaw hole cut into the back. Open. And so I'm always thinking that in sailboats, when you have these contained areas, there always has to be an access to those areas. They don't just close it off and be devoid of the use of that area. Well, the access area for that particular spot is in the back. Let's have a look.
All right. Again, you're still in the middle of projects here, right?
We're still in the middle of the project. If you look in the electrical compartment, you'll see an access hole that was always there, which would have facilitated access to that area they cut in the back setting.
To the whole area back here, all this. So all they needed to do was just run, like we've talked about before, for under $100. Get that little scope that's 20-some feet long. Hook it to your cell phone. You can record video as evidence if you need to later, right?
I'm always thinking when I'm doing the boat project, the wiring and stuff like that, you know, Grant, as you know, because you're in a boat project, is that if I have to get back inside there to run wire or figure out where the wires are going, I know that the boat manufacturer has an access somewhere.
Right.
I have to just find it.
Right.
I don't just go, for me, and start cutting holes into the back of the settee or whatever so that I can see if there's wires in there. So I just look around, and when I looked around for wires, I found this spot is accessing the back behind that settee. And it's astonishing to me that, you know, everybody else wouldn't do the same thing.
Right.
Let's have another one.
Especially a paid position when you're on someone else's boat and you're looking for evidence, right?
So we're coming in here at one of the crew bunks. It's a little dark. And you can see there's two holes, one here and one here. And inside there is the stainless steel water tank, and the stainless steel water tank comes up to essentially the top of the bunk. And there was two holes drilled in there where they would have used that scope, I suppose, to see if there's any drugs or money planted in the inside of the water tank.
Right.
And of course they completely debilitated the water tank because they put the holes so far down the surface of the water tank. Now we did fix it, we just put plugs in there, but it was a big headache.
And that's all teak wood right there, right?
That's all teak, and it's
okay.
all bonded in there, so to repair that teak is impossible.
Right.
So we're going to have to put something in here to cover that up to make it look nice. Ironically, if you look under here, so in the same spot where the water tank is, you can move that panel, okay, and is the hatch of the water tank. And ironically, when we got the boat, that hatch was removed so that
this square hatch right there.
That square hatch, so that the government guys could inspect inside the water tank. So the idea that somebody had the presence of mind to remove the hatch to look inside there, but also somebody drilled into the side of the tank.
The same tank?
Same tank.
That's crazy.
And the other tank, thankfully, the hatch was removed, but they didn't drill into the side of that one.
That's nice.
My favorite of all time, my friend.
Yes, and this is my favorite too.
I've since covered the holes up with fiberglass, but I do have old video of the holes in place. So this is the shower, big stand-up shower, and there was where that wood cover plate is, there was a large, 6-inch by 18-inch hole that was cut in there so that they can inspect underneath the shower for, again, drugs or money.
And underneath there is bilge, right?
Underneath there's bilge.
So all you need to do is move a hatch somewhere to look, right?
Right. There is an access panel, which you'll see in the next shot.
Okay.
That does access there if you had the scope camera. But
Yeah.
the irony of it is, for me, again, is that...
This little hole right here?
Yeah, like if they've cut the big hole there, they also cut this tiny little hole in the back, which goes the exact same bilge. Now, either somebody cut the little hole first, and then the big hole, or the big hole first and then the little hole, but they would have seen the exact same thing.
Okay.
Okay, my imagination likes to run away with me, and I thought, well, they cut the little hole, put the scope in there, and there was 10 pounds of $100 bills trapped in there, so they had to cut the big hole to get it out. That's what I like to believe.
There you go. There
Right?
you go.
But I don't know.
Show 'em, tell us about my favorite.
Your favorite is in the same area, is right in the side of this teak,
Look at that. Teak plywood.
which is pretty sad. Okay.
That's probably 5x7
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. 5x7. And now this is not such an outrageous thing because it's covered by a mirror, which I've removed. But the crazy
Was a
thing,
mirror there before?
the mirror was not there when I got the boat.
Okay.
But it was stored in the back and it fit there. The clips were there.
Okay. So
But I saw that big hole and I was disappointed. As soon as I looked into the hole, which I'm sure everybody would have, you'll see that there's an access panel on the other side,
yeah.
which you could have accessed with a few screws. Too bad.
And there's the panel that's removed. That panel goes right there. And there's the hole. And again, there's someone could put a scope or a flashlight or something down there to look underneath the shower, correct?
I guess so. I mean, certainly open space. So for me, those are the curious shenanigans of looking for
and they had
contraband.
let's walk this way. Uh-oh. My bad. And so they had the rest of the water tanks open, correct? And the fuel tanks?
The fuel tanks, all the caps were off. And inspected. The water tanks, all the caps were off and inspected. It's just, I think, for me, there was some of those areas where just a quick look around to say I'm going to remove the caps off the fuel tank and the water tank,
Yep.
or maybe I'm going to remove the door off of one of the cabinets or something, and then I could see in behind. Then there was some cutting that was going on. But
So we talked about this, say a week or two ago, that this whole area here, there's nothing in there, right?
no, I mean, there's a bunk. There's a bunk that goes back in there.
goes to that wall.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, the
nothing-
bunk comes back a little ways.
Okay.
But there is at least a space in there. In mine, I haven't measured it exactly, but in my interpretation,
Yeah.
there's a small space in there. But thankfully, nobody drilled through the teak.
There's one over here also.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Right,
Right here.
right. And it's just occurred to me there, and I never noticed it before, but there is a hole in the side of the side of that nav box.
That could have been for a switch or something.
It could have been.
Any other crazy holes?
That's it.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Still haven't found any money.
No money, no drugs, no dancing girls, nothing cool.
Nothing cool.
All right.
Not yet.
Well,
But the progress is happening and it's moving forward good and
Good.
well. And I've worked around all the holes and stuff like that, hidden them or repaired them, and it's all good.
cool.
Still looking for cash though.
There you go. All right, so one last thing. This boat was 200 to 450 miles off the Oregon coast.
I think it was 225 miles off the coast of Oregon.
Okay,
That's what I heard.
and we went through some of the inspection hatches and stuff were open, and all your fuel tank inspection hatches were off as well, right?
Yeah, so they must have opened it up a looked inside, but all of the fuel tanks, the hatches were off and the fuel tanks were dry.
Except for one, which had like 25 gallons, you guessed, or whatever.
Yeah, the forward tank, the hatches were not off, and the tank had about 25 gallons.
And so one of the mysteries of this whole thing is, if you're 225 miles off the Oregon coast and you only have 25 gallons, that's not going to get you anywhere.
Right.
And it's reported that the guy was not sailing, didn't have his sails up.
Right.
That he was motoring. Where'd the rest of that diesel go? Especially at $5 or $6 a gallon right now, right?
So if they pumped out the tanks to inspect inside, why not pump out the tank on the front?
Yeah, why not? Maybe they wanted to leave a little bit so you can motor it around or something. I don't know. That's one of life's mysteries, right?
If we discover one of the guys who's involved in taking control of this boat, I'd love to chat and answer some questions, including the previous owner, Mr. Anthony Diliberti, I think his name is.
Yeah,
I'd love to ask him questions. I want to know the answer to all of these strange, mysterious
I'll see if we
things.
can help you with that.
All right.
Of course, legally, lawfully, and all that stuff. Don't want to get in trouble or anything like that, right? That wouldn't be good.
Right on.
And then the U.S. Customs guy is here locally. We met his co-worker.
Yeah.
And apparently he may be willing to talk with us, which would be nice. We don't want to smash or make fun of those guys or pick on them or armchair quarterback, because again, I don't know what they do and what their goals are in the missions and what authority and stuff like that they have and their job. I don't. But just, you and me seeing as second party coming on, it's just like, man, why did they do this and why did we do that? We really don't know. We really don't know their job and how they do that. And I'm not trying to pick on them, but it just seems like there could have been a better way, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm just curious to know the backstory and have the questions answered just for interest.
Yeah.
So, and all these people who are involved, it'd be great to talk to these guys.
Good part of the story. Yeah. And if you guys look in the background, look at that. Look who's on the Mandalay.
Hey, Susie.
Yeah, who's on the Mandalay? I'm on the boat, guys. So I'm sitting around talking with Ron, and Ron's here. I'll just say we're in the north coast of Oregon. Don't want to quite give that out, but I'm sure you guys figured it out. And he's talking about this EPIRB. Go ahead and grab that. So Ron's got this EPIRB here, and he needs to register it in his name. And it was on the boat. Is that right, Ron? It
was on the boat.
Okay.
And they're expensive, and I want to register it to my name.
Yep. So he found a box of stuff. Let me show you what he found. All right. So this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. It looks like it's teak. It's a ship log, and this is something that the captain fills out on a daily basis when you're cruising around and everything. So he actually found at one time somebody of Anthony Diliberti owned this boat. So as Ron was trying to get this EPIRB in his name, he called and talked to the people, and they said
the EPIRB people.
Yep.
The federal government.
Yep. And obviously they won't give you his information, but it says you need to get permission from this guy to get it put in your name. They contacted this Anthony Diliberti guy.
Yeah.
And it's now in your name, correct?
Yeah, so the federal, I think it's FCC probably.
Yep.
I can't remember. And they said you can put this in your name, but the other previous owner has to relinquish ownership of it.
Yep.
And I said, I don't know the guy, et cetera, et cetera. And they obviously have information on file, and they reached out to the guy and talked to him, and he relinquished ownership of this EPIRB so that I could have it. And in the process, I found out through looking through all the documents to find this who this guy is. I found a bunch of stuff with his name on it and who he is, and he still exists. He exists because the FCC got a hold of him.
Yep.
And I'd love to talk to the guy and get some insight about the boat.
So you did some Google searching.
Yeah.
Google stalking.
Yep.
And you came up with a telephone number, right?
I got a telephone number off of Google, I think. It matches the name. It matches the information that I was able to find.
All right.
And I don't know. We'll see.
So I think We need to call the number right now.
Come on.
Right now. Look at that. Right now. We're going to call it right now. All right, here we go. Cold calling Anthony Dilberti.
Let's give him a call.
Do it.
All right. Let's see.
Do you know what you're going to ask him yet?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to ask him where the water maker is.
There you go. You nervous? You'll be okay.
The wireless customer you are calling is not available. Please try again later.
Oh.
El cliente des-
I have 2 numbers.
Oh, let's try the other one then. Please, 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 please. Oh. All right. Well, we tried.
Well, we know that the first number is a wireless number.
Yep. There's other ways to skin a cat, right? So.
I would like to talk to this guy.
Yep. So
And
Anthony,
what I would ask him, I don't know. I would ask him if my mizzenmast backstays are in the right order.
There you go. So Anthony Dilberti, maybe at a Ventura, California area, or?
No, the ID that we had found, which is a license,
Yep.
says Florida. Wekiwachi, Florida.
Okay. So Anthony in Wekiwachi, Florida, if you're watching, I'll post an email address for me. If you email me, I'll get you to Ron, the current owner of the Mandalay. Help us out, Anthony.